The job isn't done for Nick Casario because now that free agency, we see that he's coming to an end. I applaud free agency. I give that a big W for Mr. Nick Casario, but his job isn't done. Now, as draft season is approaching almost a little bit less than a month, the Houston Texans can enter the draft two ways. You're either going to enter it with your pick being all the way into the third round, or you're gonna trade Deshaun Watson and get whatever picks you have and then draft a bunch of players. It's gonna be very tricky because now Nick Casario and his team of scouts have to now evaluate every single player in the draft, whereas maybe this wasn't a thought a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, because now whatever pick you're gonna get, whether it's the Jets, whether it's Miami's, whether it's San Fran's, you're gonna have a top 10, top five, top three overall pick. So they need to have their due diligence due. Now the question is how does Nick Casario enter this, guys? And this is the main question because as far as we know, the Houston Texans have said we are not trading Deshaun Watson under any circumstances. Now, these allegations certainly threw a wrench into this whole thing, but I still believe that Deshaun Watson upholds his trade value. I still believe teams want Watson. We've heard teams say that they haven't really fell away from Watson, even with these potential allegations. That they still are wanting to trade for him, and I think that's the way that you need to go. I think the Houston Texans are not switching to more of a rebuild. That's kind of why they signed a bunch of players. We're going to see a lot of players that we're used to gone. And I think that's how they need to approach the draft. I think the Houston Texans do need to trade Deshaun Watson. Get as much as you can. I think you're still going to be able to get a lot because, if all these stuff comes out false, you're green, and now you could just potentially give give the Houston Texans a blank check and we tell them what we want and they give it to us for Deshaun Watson. And now you have a lot of things because now you don't know where you're picking. You're either gonna, like I said, I really think the top two is either gonna be Miami or New York. If you're at the top two, then you obviously have to take Zach Wilson. But if you're in the top three and they give you two in the deal, now you have a lot of things to do, right? You could trade back as far as you can, acquire much more picks because if a quarterback does fall or someone likes, another quarterback as well, they could jump you. I think you trade back as much as you can until you could get a Jalen Waddle maybe in the eighth or ninth pick, and you've acquired a lot more than than what you already have. And then I think you need to go best player available. I think that Nick Casario did a great job in the offseason and filling up holes, right? It's not always going to be great, but what he's done is he's filled holes that we had last year, and I think it's time to get the best player available. I think this team does need a wide receiver. I think this team needs a safety. I think this team needs a corner. I think there are still holes that could be fit, but this draft is loaded with talent, and that's why I feel confident that Nick Casario can kill this draft as well. There's a lot of ways we could go at this. It's going to be exciting to see because I really don't know if Watson's going to get traded, and if he does, when will it happen? Is it gonna happen on draft day and then you're there with the number two overall pick and you have to deal with the plethora of people calling you and trying to make a deal? Or is it gonna happen in the next couple of days where we now prepare for our draft and see what we're gonna do? This is gonna be fun because we now see Nick Casario. He's now getting faith put behind him. We now are saying, okay, Casario, we saw what you did in free agency. Now back it up. I think he's gaining the love of Houston. I think he's gaining the support of the fans. Some people are not yet with him. That's okay. I think he's doing a great job, and let's see what he does in the draft. But let me guys know, how should we approach the draft? Should we approach it with the mindset of Deshaun Watson's being here, or approach it with the mindset of, hey, Deshaun Watson is gone, and we need to focus on getting our next young franchise QB or whoever we draft? Let me know what you think, guys. As always, go Texans. Y'all have a blessed day.